Nyquist get the bath right now.
All right, Andy, you want to do that? Yeah.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Jay?
Oh yeah, are you okay getting them in that one? Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm guessing you're looking pretty happy?
Yeah, I'm very happy. Yeah, he looked great out there. And granted, the track is a little quicker in the afternoon than it is in the morning, but just the time he went, without much effort was wowing.
So it's all nice and calm and relaxed between now and the first Saturday night?
That's the plan. Yeah, if all goes well, he's going to come out of it good tomorrow morning, and then it'll ship to Louisville tomorrow afternoon.
Were you working overall or just maybe a couple of gallops?
No, he'll go visit the gate and meet the gate crew and hang out there for a little bit, and then maybe walk through the paddock once, but the rest of it will just be a little jog, a little gallop, and not a lot going on probably next week for him.
It looks like he got the plane around a little bit late. Does he almost get bored when he puts his competition away?
That's what Mario said. He was checking out the crowd, and yeah, he does that a little bit where he plays around, and he's a playboy. He knows he's good, and he likes to flaunt it a little bit, I guess.
How often have you had a horse that you called a playboy?
This might be the first one. I don't know if I've ever used that before, but I don't mean it in a negative way either. He's just, he is such a handsome colt, and he's so gifted, and we're all just so privileged to be able to rub shoulders with him. He's a special horse.
What specifically were you looking to see out of him in this last move here that's telling you that he's ready?
Just looking for a good gallop in and a good gallop out, and wanted to hear Mario be happy, and we got all that. So, to go his standard mile back home is like 145, 146, and he went 141 today, and he's a horse too. Sometimes when he's by himself, he used to kind of just wait and not overdo it, and today Mario said as he pulled away from Rawless, he's doing it all on his own, and kind of a new dimension, if you will, that he's comfortable pulling away from other horses, so that was cool.
I know you didn't ask this before, but why did you decide to go at this particular time?
I decided to go at this particular time. I think about 3 or 4 days ago or 5 days ago, there was potential rain, so thought if it did rain, I'd love to have the best groomed track as you can get would be right before the races. And I called Mr. Beasley, and he said, let me talk to my crew, and they called back, and they said, sure. And it is such a, it's calming too, for you, knowing that you and your other horse are the only two horses on the track, so you don't have to worry about a loose horse or anything silly happening. And So yeah, I got to thank Keeneland management for letting this happen.
Will you at Expo at all this week?
He might walk through the paddock one time on his way to jog one morning, but not in the afternoon.
How would you assess?
I thought he looked great. Not a lot of effort, but a really good time, and he's cooling out super, so very happy.
Are you glad
relaxed, Mario looks relaxed. How do you keep, I mean, you're the favorite. How do you not get overwhelmed in the pressure of, of this situation here?
Well, that's a good question. I think just we got like a family atmosphere here. We got a great team, and we're all like family, and so we're all enjoying this whole journey and this whole experience together. And I think it makes it just feel better and more calm. And again, we just all are so lucky and so privileged to be able to have Nyquists in our barn and to be able to rub shoulders with them. So we realize that.
What did you get out of training this horse here up to the Derby as opposed to Southern California?
Well, we got him going to Florida. To have gone from Florida back to Southern California and then back to Kentucky just seemed like too much.
Yeah.
So stopping here at Keeneland, and then him having the little bit of a blood issue right when he got to Keeneland. So I think it's enabled us to have him be as best prepared as possible for the Kentucky Derby, and then just the track here is so great with the main track's in great shape. If it rains, you can go to the training track, which is always in great shape. So just haven't missed a beat, really.
I just got over here. What were some of the things you were looking for earlier today?
Looking for Mario to be really happy. His jockey and Mario was really happy, and just the way he did it, without a lot of effort. So. That's about it.
When they bought the horse, that they knew right away that this was a horse that was special. When did you know that this would be something?
Well, you really don't know till they run. I think in his debut, the way he did it, going in a sprint, first time up for a 2-year-old, and it was a really impressive out. So I think that was the first time that we, of course, Paul and Zilleretta paid a lot of money for him, so he came to the barn with a lot of expectations. But in his debut, the heart he showed really showed us that this horse could be really something special.
Mario talked earlier about his maturity and said that, when he was a 2-year-old, he was acting like a 3-year-old. Now he's a 3-year-old, he's acting older than that. What do you notice about his maturity?
No, he's as mentally and physically mature as you're ever going to see for a 3-year-old.
Do you think having gone through this and won it is one of the reasons you're as calm?
I think, the calm could be from the tequila a couple nights ago, might still be. I think you're as calm as your horse. I think we're just so optimistic about this guy, and again, I think the family-like atmosphere surrounding Nyquist helps all of us enjoy it.
Did you get anything out running in front of the crowd today?
I think he thrives on it. He loves showing off a little bit. So I think Santa Anita a couple times let us work in the afternoons, and I think it is a benefit. Kind of gets the blood pumping a little bit more than a morning workout would.
Didn't you do that before the Breeders' Cup?
We did.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah. Yeah. So it's.
How would you describe the attention he's been receiving from the public and the press, and how do you adapt to it?
Well, he's adapted really well, and we're enjoying it. I mean, when you get this kind of attention, you realize how blessed you are to have a horse that people are interested in. So, we're just very honored and just enjoying the whole process and the whole journey, and trying to slow it down as much as we can and soak it all in as much as we can, because we know how unique these kind of horses are.
How would it feel for you to win another Kentucky Derby at this stage?
It'd just be a yawner. It would be not a big deal. It's hard to explain. I mean, it's just one of those races that everyone has heard of. So, I mean, you can be anywhere in the world, and if you mention horse racing, they'll say the Kentucky Derby. And when you're able to say, you won't believe this, but we got lucky and won it. And if you're able to say, you won't believe this, I won it twice, that would be really incredible. So, it's the most popular race in the world.
People across the Atlantic, they know it's an important race, but they don't realize all the drama, all the circus almost around it.
Well, that's why you're here. You got to spread the word. You got to tell them how excited they need to come over. Yeah.
Help us explain it.
Oh, it's incredible. It's the energy is incredible, and it's just a horse like Nyquist just brings so much positive energy, and it's just hard to be around Nyquist and not smile, and it's hard for people that don't know much about the industry to understand that. But if they were to come, they would. He's a special horse that gives off that kind of special energy.
Doug, these,
Some think we're good, yeah?
these next couple days, is it nervous anticipation, or what is it going to be like for you?
It's, I just like to say it's exciting, but there's definitely, any horse trainer would agree, they're athletes, so, and you see in the NBA playoffs, there's guys that are stars that aren't playing, so you always worry about injury, so the main focus is just trying to keep them injury-free, and that's where Elias, his groom, who's unbelievable, cares for him every day. And I always, when I come to the barn and I see Elias smiling, I immediately smile. So I know life is good.
Can you compare his preparation for the Derby to I'll Have Another's in any way? Or?
Yeah, this guy's been a lot more controlled. I'll Have Another was one that we got the brunt of our fitness from really open gallops on a daily basis. And this guy has told us he'd like to have a good open gallop, once a week, and the rest you can just do maintenance stuff. So I like that. It's gives his body time to recover from these good stamina type of workouts, and what we've seen today is what we've been doing prior to his other races, and it's worked then. So I'm optimistic it'll work in 8 days.
Fletcher said this morning that he didn't think Nyquist had gotten his due. Do you agree with that? And if so, why do you think that is?
Well, God, I appreciate that. That's means a lot for Todd to say that, and I think you never want to toot your own horse too much. I think when you look at his form, he's 7 for 7. He hasn't done anything wrong. That's we're so proud of that. But as far as I think that's a great thing of all sports. He looks like he's going to be a likely favorite. I can see why people are going to want to try to beat him, and that's what makes this sport great and all the other sports great. So I respect people who want to knock him for different things, but it's hard to knock 7 for 7.
Do you think you suffer from a little American Pharoah hangover?
I think
Boris raised.
I think it's a good thing. I mean, now you've got different newspapers and stuff that are actually covering horse racing now since American Pharoah. So I think it's he really set the stage, and hopefully we can carry the torch farther.
That's something you think about. You're focusing just on the Kentucky Derby, but you're also focusing on making sure that it can last the 5 weeks.
Yeah, the thought of only 2 preps before the Kentucky Derby, that was all thought as if we got lucky and got to Kentucky Derby and won, of having a horse with a lot left in his tank for the Triple Crown. So you never know. We're just focused on May 7th at this point.
You've won this race and gone through all of this. Does that change going through with this horse?
I think it makes it calmer. Yeah, it does, because there's a lot that goes into it, and I think as you have the luxury of going through it once, it makes you realize you don't want to change anything up. You get caught up sometimes reading the articles a mile and a quarter, and you start maybe doing too much, or and all the zillions of people. There'll be 150,000 plus there, and people say, "Oh, you got to swim in a paddock and get used to that." And so, from having been there, don't change anything up. And if they're gonna stress out from all the people, they're gonna do that regardless if you swim a bunch or not. So just know your horse and continue to do what got you here, and that feels real calming to me, knowing that I think that's the right move.
This makes you more sure of yourself and your own luck.
Yeah, you don't second guess as much. You still second guess, but not as much.
What changed for you after you won the Kentucky Derby without having another? Can you say that it changes the life of a trainer?
Yeah, having won the Kentucky Derby definitely changes your life. I mean, you walk a little bit more upright. That's one thing. You're able to, make conversation with people who never met you, and when you mention horse racing and you can mention that you won it, it's just a great icebreaker. And it's really something that the whole family here, the whole team is so proud of when you get blessed enough to win a race like Kentucky Derby.
Great door opener too.
Great door opener. Yeah, it is. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Have you deviated at all from the template you had without having that?
Yeah, well, this guy trains differently, so we don't